What is up, party people? That's right, it's Friday and we're here to party. Thank you so much for joining me again today. If you're not new here, I welcome you back. If you are, my name is Lafie Bruce. On Fridays on this channel, if you didn't know, we do what I like to call Feelin Fine Friday, which is where we just talk about things that have been on my brain. Well, I talk about things that have been on my brain. But today, I wanted to talk about something related to the other part of my channel. So, Feelin Fine Fridays are kind of just like a catch-all, I guess, if you want to call it that. Where I talk about just kind of anything, but any other time on my channel, if you didn't know, I play video games. And I thought it might be interesting to talk about what got me interested in video games in the first place and the kinds of video games I played growing up. The wine of the day is 7 Moons, a red blend, which is a blend of a bunch of different types of red wines. Oh, that is good. Oh, that is really, really, really good. I like that. I did post this wine on my Instagram, as I do with any wine. If you didn't know, that's where I post the wines that I drink, so you can go and check that out. Follow me on Instagram. It's linked down in the description below. So, no excuses. So, I never really considered myself a gamer, right? I don't know. I just always felt like I never played enough video games to really call myself that, because gaming is something I like to do in my free time, but I'm very selective about it, especially when my free time these days is limited. When I'm not working, and I'm not doing homework, and I'm not recording or editing YouTube content, sometimes I just want to lay in bed like a slug and not do anything. When I'm not doing that, I am playing video games. So, now, growing up, I still probably wouldn't call myself a gamer, but I definitely played a ton of video games growing up, and a lot of the games that I played growing up are kind of representative of what I like to play now. Surprise, surprise. But I'm just going to kind of run through my favorite games from when I was a kid. The first handheld gaming experience, especially, let's like really emphasize that. The first handheld gaming experience that I ever remember having was playing Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis. Sega! That was like mind-blowing to me, to be able to play like this game just in my hands. And I would play Sonic the Hedgehog forever. I don't think it was my Sega Genesis, if I remember correctly. It was a family member's. But I loved playing Sonic the Hedgehog on that thing. That was so much fun. Another game that I really, really loved to play, that I actually played the remake, because they recently remade the whole trilogy, but that was Spyro the Dragon. That game was so much fun, and the music, you can't tell me that that music was not fire. I'd listen to that shit all day. It was amazing. I love that game. All of the games were great. There was, I think the first one was just called Spyro the Dragon, and then there's Spyro Ripto's Rage, and then there's Spyro Enter the Dragon, if I remember correctly. But I did play the Reignited trilogy. They basically just remade the trilogy with modern day graphics, and it's great. I loved it. Another game that I loved playing that has also had a reboot in recent years is Crash Bandicoot. I haven't seen Crash Team Racing get a reboot, but that was really my jam as far as Crash Bandicoot games went. Crash Team Racing, that started a lot of fights in our house, but also at the same time somehow brought unity to the home. That game was so much fun. To be fair, I probably caused a lot of the fights when it came to that game. Looking back on it now, it's a fun game. It's a fun game, and 7-year-old me was throwing tantrums, but I would also come back like 5 minutes later and just like have a fun time. But I love Crash Bandicoot games. They were my childhood, and it's great. Another game that I really want to point out, because it once again caused a lot of tension in our home, but also brought us together as a unit, as a family unit, that was Tekken. Tekken was fire. Fire. I don't care about any other fighting games. When people are like, oh, Mortal Kombat, I'm like, get out of here. Tekken was it. Tekken was it. And Nina was always my girl. I don't know what it was about that spandex suit, but I think that spandex suit always got me. You know, you just feel so, there's just something about beating an alien's ass in a leather catsuit that just makes you feel powerful. So I loved that game. That game was always choice. Last but certainly not least that I'm going to talk about is Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts was such a big part of my childhood. Such a big part of my childhood. It didn't come out until I was probably like a preteen, but it struck me in such a way. First of all, it was one of the first games I really remember playing that had like a real in-depth story. And all of these different worlds to explore. And not just different worlds to explore, but worlds that I knew because they were Disney movies. Right? Worlds that I loved because they came from movies that I loved. Kingdom Hearts just did everything right. Simple and clean. What a bop. What a bop. Kingdom Hearts 1 was my jam, was my life. Oh, lie! The Rugrats game. Do you guys remember that game? That game was legit. Oh my god, I might think I have that game. I need to get my PS2 and that game and play it. That game was so much fun, where you ran around as one of the Rugrats and you had to do like clues. You had to find like clues and like get items. Oh my god, that game was so much fun. I can't believe I forgot about that game. That game was another big part of my childhood. That was a straight up PS1 game. But the Immortals Phoenix Rising series has been a lot of fun. It's been a very, honestly, interesting editing experience. And it's given me a lot of experience editing something totally different, which I love. So that has been awesome to play that and to play it with you guys and for you guys. And so I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of where I came from in terms of my gaming. But I really do like games with in-depth stories and interesting characters that you can follow along with. So I've been really enjoying playing that game and doing that series for you guys. But it did occur to me that I hadn't done a Feelin Fine Friday on anything gaming related, which I started Feelin Fine Fridays to do non-gaming related content, but I feel like I should talk about gaming stuff every once in a while, you know? I play games on the other days of the week that I upload. Like I said, I don't necessarily consider myself a gamer, but gaming is something that I do enjoy doing for fun. I do enjoy doing in my free time. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So comment down below and let me know what games you played when you were growing up. What games made you the awesome gamer that you are today? Okay, let me know down below. Anyway, like this video if you liked what you saw today and you just want to give it a little thumbs up, or give it a thumbs down. If you want to give it a thumbs down, that's fine too. But if you want to see more from me of videos like this, hit subscribe and hit that bell, because I upload videos like this where I just sit here and I talk with you guys and we have a discussion where I just talk to you guys. It's whatever. I don't know. Anyway, point is, we have a conversation about all different, a wide different array of topics, and I do it every Friday. And in between, I play games. Let me know what you'd like to see maybe for next Feelin Friday, what games you'd like to see me play in the future once we finish Immortals Fenyx Rising. Like this, subscribe, all that goody stuff. And I will see you when I upload again. Bye!